the Seattle Seahawks can punch their ticket to the playoffs in Week 18 against the Los Angeles Rams if they win and another game goes their way. Their only shot at making the playoffs is to make it as a No. 7 seed, which means they would be locked into playing the Minnesota Vikings or San Francisco 49ers if they make the playoffs. Update on Seahawks Inch Out Win in season finale. It wasn't the prettiest outing for Seattle, but they got the job done at home in the season finale. In what is a must-win game, the Seahawks beat the Rams 19-16. Now that Pete Carroll's team did their job, it's time to scoreboard watch. There's one way into the playoffs now, and that's for the Lions to beat the Packers on Sunday Night Football. If Detroit can pull it off, Seattle is in. Seahawks playoff scenarios to watch for in Week 18 for the Seahawks to secure the 7th seed and a spot in the playoffs. These are the possible scenarios in Week 18. The Seahawks secure the 7th seed if win and Packers loss/tie ORTie and Packers tie and Commanders loss/tie. The Seahawks would be eliminated if loss versus Rams ORPackers win ORTie versus Rams and Lions win ORTie versus Rams and Lions/Packers tie and Commanders win because the Packers and Lions play each odd. If both the Seahawks and Packers win, they'll have the same record. Green Bay would advance over Seattle because they would have a better record against conference opponents. Green Bay would be 7-5 against NFC competition, while the Seahawks would be 6-6. If the Lions and Seahawks end up with the same record, Detroit's superior conference record won't matter because Seattle won head-to-head in their Week 4 matchup with a 48-45 win. More Dallas Cowboys playoff chances and scenarios. Week 18. There's an odd third scenario that if both games end in a tie, how the Commanders perform against the Dallas Cowboys will determine whether or not Seattle makes it. If Washington wins, that means there's a 4-way tie among Seattle, Washington, Detroit, and Green Bay, which invokes the multiple team tiebreaker procedure instead of the 2-team tiebreaker procedure. In that case, the NFL eliminates same division teams by using the division tiebreaker to select one team. Here, the Packers would lose out to the Lions because of their head-to-head record, as the Lions would have a win and a tie. The Lions, Commanders, and Seahawks would then break their tie on conference record, and the Lions would advance. If the Commanders lose in a scenario where the Rams and Seahawks tie while the Packers and Lions tie, then it's no longer a 4-way tie. In the 3-way tie scenario, Detroit would once again advance over Green Bay because of divisional tie-breaking procedures, but Seattle would get to apply their head-to-head advantage over the Lions when the tiebreaker is reduced to simply 2 teams.